Welcome in, joyous souls, to today's reading. We have 3 groups for you to choose from. The theme of the reading today is going to be who can see you. So we have group 1 with the clear quartz. We have group 2 with the selenite. We have group 3 with the apophylite. So you can choose whichever you feel the most drawn to, and timestamps are in the description box. We will get started with group 1. Okay, welcome in group 1. If you chose the clear quartz, then this will be your reading today for who can see you. So the first thing that I was getting was that we have a person here who has blocked you but is still checking in on your profile. So even if I feel like there's definitely a social media block here, and if it's not social media, there's some other way that in which they've tried to block you, but they're still watching. It's because it's a who can see, so it's they still have access. So this person could have multiple accounts or fake accounts or something like that, or they could have a friend that still can see your profile, something like that. But this person, I think they actually were watching. For some of you, even if you weren't blocked on social media, it could have just been a no contact, whoever this person is someone that you didn't talk to anymore. So this could have been a person who was trying to actually throw obstacles in your way. And then with that, it's maybe you're don't follow each other, or you're not mutual friends or something like that. But this person could still see you posting in community groups, or friends of friends being tagged or commenting on posts or something like that, where there's some sort of mutual kind of third parties involved, whether it's just a very open visual thing that everyone can see, or whether it's a case that they're going and hanging out with their friend, they're all right, give me your phone, let me have a look, what's going on, something like that. Anyway, so this person definitely, I feel, I don't know, is this a mutual friend? Or I don't know, even if I don't feel it could be, but I don't feel it could necessarily have to be a mutual friend. This could just be a person that, I just want to make sure we're definitely recording. Yeah, we are. Cool. Even if it's not specifically a mutual friend, you might know the other person, where it's more of an acquaintance for one of you, for yourself, but this other person's actual friend, if that makes sense. And so you might have been friendly with this person at some point, but in terms of who's actually friends or who's kind of close and all that sort of stuff, it would be this person that has blocked you, and someone that they know that may still have visuals. I got the word optics. When I hear optics, I kind of think of that as in making sure that you are putting yourself forward in a way to present a specific image or something like that, right? It's kind of caring or curating appearances, presences. What else could there be? Appearances, presences. I don't know, the way that you carry yourself, the way you act, who you talk to, all that sort of stuff. It's it's attention to detail, caring about how you come off, right? So just take what resonates there. But also, I was getting something, this is going to be a bit weird as well, because I feel it's actually oddly very specific for just 1 or 2 people. So if this particular part doesn't resonate, don't worry about it. The rest of the reading should be the part that does. I'm kind of getting something literally come through about activewear. So it could be a thing where you guys go to the same gym, you exercise in the same area, or maybe if you go for walks, jogs, or runs or something like that, or you go to sometimes you can go to just a park, and the park, the council parks, or the shire parks, whatever the area is that you live in, will kind of have the workout, I don't know, for the lack of a better word, is equipment, but it's fixed at the park. So it could be something like that, some sort of, I don't know, it could even be swimming and stuff in the same places. You could just live in the same area and get around kind of in your day-to-day. But I do feel for some of you, this person has actually maybe seen you exercising or something like that. Yeah. I don't know, for some of you, this could have been a case of like you actually just trying to get away from this person. So that I feel like this would be a person who would be very antagonistic, and it's like they're like antagonistic, but like not just randomly because you're there. I feel like this person would almost put themselves on your pathway to intentionally have the ability to have a chance to kind of say something antagonistic, if that makes sense. And then you might see this person coming and just want to dodge, like gap it, get out of there. I heard cut off game strong, so yeah, someone's definitely like, you know, cut someone off here. But what I was going to say is like cut for it. Yeah. Anyway, and there's something here too where it's like this fishing for comments is coming through. Like I was getting it kind of comes through in two ways. And on one hand, I was kind of seeing as in like they would just be watching like socials or who you interact with or something like that. Like they're just kind of trying to pay attention to what's like being said and who you're interacting with and what's happening for you, that sort of thing. Like they're trying to kind of keep up with you in a sense, or be in the know, or have some type of like awareness, or, you know, whatever that is. But the other side of it that I'm getting, my God, today is not going well. Anyway, the other thing that I was getting is that this person with that whole antagonistic kind of behavior would be a person who would like say something fishing for like a reaction, right? So they might like throw a comment out there or something and just see how it lands, with the intent and purpose of getting a reaction or seeing if you would kind of bite, right? It's like throwing out a fishing line, waiting to see if the fish bite. Anyway, there's something here where I feel like it could particularly be antagonistic or anxiety provoking or hurtful, demeaning, degrading, misleading. Something I'm kind of getting like Eight of Swords vibes, where it could also be to try to keep you in your head or make you feel small about yourself, or like you can't step out of line, or like, so this person might actually try to say something where it's like they don't they want you to feel like you can't make a wrong move. They don't want you to feel like you can be human, because anything you do kind of can be and will be used against you, right? But there's also something here where it's like kind of parasitic. So yeah, I kind of get this a little bit as well. You know, it's so funny because when I was getting like cut off game strong come through, that was like channeled. And I know that we have a blocked card here, but I didn't actually read the bottom words, and it's like cut off disbelief and avoidance. So it's definitely a person I feel like you would be avoiding. I just got like avoiding like the plague, right? Yeah, anyway, but anything that this person says to you, anything that they may have said to you in the past, because, you know, like parasites, they really get in there and kind of embed themselves, and it can be hard to get rid of them. And, you know, I don't know, like something, it's kind of giving me the gift that keeps on giving, right? We'll use that kind of analogy. And there's something here. So this person may have said things at a point in time when you were in connection or contact, whatever that looked like, where it was like it may have kind of wiggled its way in or wormed its way into your brain and kind of almost left like an imprint, like it's embedded itself, like something they've said, like maybe they threw out a judgment or something as a means to control you or make you feel a certain way or make you feel small, something like that. Make you feel like you don't have total free power. I was going to say free will, personal power, sovereignty, you know, like the ability to actually see reality for what it was. They didn't want you to kind of stand up and be free, big or strong. They didn't want you to take up space. They didn't want you to feel like you had autonomy over yourself and your own actions. This is very, I'm going to say controlling. I was getting like hyper manipulative, hyper controlling. This parasitic thing, I think this could come off more ways than one, where not only would this person try to get in your mind with the things that they would say, almost as if they were trying to embed themselves and make themselves like an inner critic in your own mind. I don't feel for you that this would be someone, I don't feel like this would be a parent, right? I don't feel like this is someone who's been with you since you were very young, developing your initial kind of inner critic. This feels like a person that you may have met, like, I want to say after 20, right? I want to say in your actual developed adult years. So even 20 feels a bit too young to kind of say that. I would say from like kind of 25 onwards, but I'm trying to be generous because not everyone's going to fit in that exact little kind of perfect neat box. That's something, it's like they want to make you feel boxed in. They want to make you feel contained. They want to make you feel kind of, yeah, like that containment thing. It's a bit more of a trap. This person could have been quite possessive as well. I just got the word obnoxious, so that might be a bit telling. But they're just trying to reassure you that with this person who can see you, and they might try to be a little bit antagonistic, and they might try to say things that'll get under your skin. I think that's the biggest thing that this person does or will try to do or has tried to do in the past, just depending where you are, you know, in terms of how this has played out. I actually feel like this would be a person, oh my God, that you have to keep watching out for years to come. So something about this person, I don't know. This person, I'm sort of getting like analogies come through in terms of like being venomous, being a spitfire. I was going to say word vomit, but it feels very intentional. So I feel like maybe this person just gives themselves permission to be like a DICK anytime they want. Trying to, you know, not say all the bad words on YouTube, right? But I mean, we all have our moments. So while I've got it, I'll give myself some grace. Anyway. But I just, Spirit is like reassuring you to not give it too much weight. Don't take it seriously. Don't take it on. Dust it off. It's like not your energy. This would be a person that you could definitely do a cord cutting with, and it's like no wonder why we have clear quartz come through, because I think it would be brilliant for this particular person, because this would be a type of person you may have already tried to, or even if it wasn't intentionally just for them, you may have during the time of going no contact, separating, having a break. Okay, so I did have the video cut out, and I do think that my phone is running out of battery, so I'm just going to try to at least get group 1 finished, because I feel like this message needs to get done kind of all in one sitting together so that it's actually kind of as seamless as it can be. And I keep getting it. I've been getting it in a few of the later, I don't know, some of the more recent readings that I've been doing, where I keep getting like one group, and it does match it too, because it is like a no contact thing that it usually comes through with, where there could be like energy manipulation, and it can literally be that simple. And the people, I know it sounds crazy to those of you that are not like that deep, it doesn't have to be super intentional, sitting down and doing like weird spellish stuff to try to do that. It can be the whole gossip chain and the evil eye, the negative energy of like people that can't get you off their mind. They can't stop thinking about you, or they're like holding on to resentment or harboring jealousy or some feelings, whatever that is. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't have to be either of those feelings, just some sort of holding on to like your energy, or the memories of wanting things to be different and things like that. Okay, so whatever that it is. But also, I mean, it could be some of the other stuff that I already mentioned as well. So that being said, what I was talking about is that this would be the type of person that you could have tried to do a cord cutting with, whether it was specifically just them, or if you just happened to do one in general during a time that would have made sense for you to do it anyway, in conjunction with like some sort of taking a break or separation or whatever that looks like. And I feel like, I don't even know if I could say it worked, or if it did work, that maybe that attachment just sort of come right back, or there could be some sort of hangover from like past lives where the connection goes a little bit deeper, or that same thing that I talked about where this person's really kind of fixed on you. I'm almost getting like I'm getting the devil card in my mind, so it could be like obsession, it could be infatuation, it could be like toxic kind of, I don't know, it could be like an addiction cycle playing out. I'm yet to learn about it, and, you know, like most things, and I'm sure the day will come where I will. And when that day comes, I will share with you, I promise. But people can, just from the forms of attachment, develop an addiction to relationships and interactions with other people. I don't totally understand it, but I do know that there are some people that almost can't not have a specific person I mean, BPD could be a thing, right? That's something that I don't know, not diagnosing anyone, don't have any qualifications, not one bit. Could be relative, might not be. Take what resonates. Don't try to make anything fit that doesn't. Just because this is coming through doesn't mean a person has to have any specific disorder, okay? Or like condition or anything, whatever that happens to be. But going back to what I was saying, there could be some type of like addiction. There could have been like a closeness, or there could have been is the word exorbitant? I'm not sure what the word is. A phenomenal amount of contact. So maybe you like talked all day long, every day, like constantly in each other's faces, constantly in each other's pockets, constantly messaging each other. I don't know if you like live with this person, that would make sense as well. But maybe you would like hang out and then you'd still go home and talk on the phone, something like that. I'm not sure, but it was just like a lot of contact. And if it's not that, this person also could have just you know, I did get a little bit of a possessive energy sort of coming through earlier, and it makes sense with, you know, some of the chains. And when I was seeing the devil card in my mind, it has like chains on people being chained to each other and to the devil as well. And I just heard like tabernacle. There's a song that's like jump, jump, tabernacle. Yeah, anyway, there's something here. So this person definitely could be working at an altar. For those of you, I don't know. I don't even feel like I really want to throw out the disclaimer about, you know, how energy manipulation can kind of happen without intention through things like evil eye, because 100% can. But the fact that that came through the way it did, I feel like this is like a person who it's like setting intention, potentially a ritualistic quality to it. If like the tabernacle thing's coming through, forgive my Australian accent, it's beautiful. This is like a person who has an altar set up and they're kind of intentionally doing stuff. I 100%. The more I do these readings, the weirder they get. And I mean, but it's like, it's the message that's coming through. I can't do anything about it. Like the intention is the intention is to bring through what's for the highest good. So sometimes I understand that the messages that come through can kind of be disturbing and make us feel all sorts of ways, or they may not be the topics that we would like to know about. And I mean, if this is just not for you, if I pick up on things that, you know, they're either not fitting to your situation, I would say try another pile or maybe another video. If you find that time after time there's not a lot of resonance between you and my videos, I would say I'm actually not your reader. But you can still strongly resonate with my readings and just not want to go there or have that be front of mind, and that's okay too, right? So you do whatever it is that you have to do to take care of your well-being. And for those of you that are like very mindful of just being very mindful of what you allow into your sphere, you know, what you allow yourself to kind of ponder over and all of that. It's okay, a-okay. Anyway, we're getting very off track, but it needed to be said. Sometimes I know that it can seem like a bit of overkill, right? But you know, it might be overkill for like 90% of the people watching this video, but there's still 10% there that just they're not quite there yet. Okay, so we've got to do that catch up. Anyway, so yeah, definitely feels like energy manipulation, intentionally, has an altar, gets weird about it. I mean, you can have an altar. Just because a person would have an altar doesn't mean they're like doing stuff like this. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, clear quartz. Clearing away, cord cutting, purification, cleaning your own energy. I mean, clear quartz can be kind of one of those crystals where they like, sort of, it's, you know, it's like one that can help in a range of circumstances. And it was like one that was deemed like programmable for whatever the set intention was as well. So it could kind of take the place of like any number of crystals, to be honest, if you're going that far and if you're already this deep and you're still here watching this video and this stuff resonates for you, I would say to work with a crystal to suit the situation as opposed to just replace another crystal, okay? But as always, you know your own intuition, use your own discernment, And yeah, that being said, we'll move forward. So there's also something here where I think this person could be jealous of attention that you get. And this could be multiple ways. I actually don't think this is just friends. I don't think it's just family. I don't think it is just relationships. I think something like the physical attractiveness, they really don't like. It makes them feel a type of way that they're not okay with. And I knew when I picked up this deck as part of this reading, and I know it was like, who can see you? I didn't, yeah, okay, well, that's gonna help. I didn't know the topic of today's reading when I was picking out the cards for it. All I knew is if this deck was coming out, it was probably going to be one of those types of readings, right? So here we are doing that type of reading. And yeah, anyway, so at the bottom of the deck we have Two-Faced. Says one thing, does another. Betrayal, behind kindness, pretends loyalty, trust carefully. It's, to me, it's just like a person who's just like, I don't know, putting out whatever face they want to the world to try to look good. So that's why I get hearing like faker. Anyway, so yeah, okay. Poker face and Photoshop. Hiding true feelings, impossible to read, emotionally detached, you'll never know. Photoshop, okay, so I feel like this Two-Faced is representative of them, this whole scenario, this person that we've been talking about this whole time, who can see, very Two-Faced individual. Something about you that I think they are having trouble with, they can't read you, and I think there's something here where they are like trying, I don't know if they're trying to match your standards, or if it's just a case that they like something about it they like can't possibly believe. Like we did have disbelief come up as well with that other card, so it's kind of like a double confirmation. I think there is obvious comparison here as well. So we're actually going to keep these cards and lay them out. I just want to keep that separate. The table's going to get messy and we're just going to have to deal with it. All right, I feel, oh, so there could be something here, type B clusters, personality traits, for those of you that are interested in that. I, again, don't know enough about it, so that's something that you could go look into. I would say it's pretty vague at this point because I think it can mean a whole number of things, but and people can be more than one cluster, and people can be quite evenly spread, from what I understand, between other clusters. So the facts coming through type B, I would say they may be more heavily that way than not. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Don't take anything that doesn't resonate. I just got like this person wants to fight. It's like, I'm like seeing in this same deck, the Two of Wands card, it's like actually called domination, and there's like two people doing an arm wrestle. And it's like this person, it's just that whole thing, they just want to dominate you. So this would be like really good confirmation for you guys that like if this is resonating, you would 100% know what this is. It would not be something you would have to and ah about. I feel like this would be the same person who's been coming through for quite a while, and the messages are probably just getting stronger and stronger, or this person's either getting like triggered, or for whatever reason, it's like maybe the wound's been bumped, or someone's rubbed a bit of salt in it, or this person just cannot let it go. I think this person feels absolutely consumed by it, and it's maybe hard for them to kind of separate themselves from it. This also could be a little bit mirrored in reflection of that whole, there seems to be like an energetic, emotional kind of attachment here in some ways, because you know how like water carries electricity. So if this person has a bone to pick with you, they don't like how consumed they feel by the situation. This person actually could feel a great sense of like desperation and like a hopelessness. It's like, actually, do you know what I'm getting? I'm getting that this, regardless of like what they actually feel about the situation, it makes them, before the phone stopped recording, I was talking about how, I guess, like electrical currents can spread throughout water. And there was some type of analogy there in terms of fire spreading through emotion. So just take for that what resonates, and we'll move on. So I was actually getting something before I pulled these last 3 cards about this person feeling consumed by whatever the emotions are or feelings that they have come up around you. So there's something here that despite whatever that particular feeling or thought might be, there's just so much of it, and I think it does bring them to some type of a wanting to stop the constant consumption of it. Yeah. Okay, that being said, so I did go ahead and pull out more cards before I realized that we were no longer recording. And I was getting messages about this person wanting to be in connection with you. And I think there's something here where they do see you as like a very stable, a warm, established, secure person, probably quite peaceful. I think, I don't know, there's like a duality here of something about you being like quite a peaceful, stable person, but also being a person who they can intricately do the dance of life with in some way. So like strong correlating interests or passions, or you just get along literally like a house on fire, that old saying, okay? And that there's probably a lot of joy or good times that were brought up or brought by your togetherness when you were in connection, and that is something that they would like again. But I also had something here where I do think that for this person, they would like you to come together again, but it feels like they would be relying on your good nature to allow that to happen, and that would be a wish fulfillment for them. But I do feel that it is not changing their nature, as in just because they're putting one face forward does not mean that their intentions are aligned with what it is that they are putting out to you and the world. So I mean, make whatever decisions that you do here with that. So this is termed from like a who sees you or who has seen you. I can't even remember what the topic was now. They're definitely a person who seems like they see you around, or they see you on socials or through friends' socials or something like that. Feels like this person intentionally keeps up with you. They probably, I would say, with the energetic kind of manipulation stuff that we were getting come through, that this person, you know, depending on how far it goes, you know, there are things like there's remote viewing spirits, monitoring spirits could be one. So monitoring spirits, mirror work, scrying. It could just be any sort of like trying to get a read on your energy. So that's one thing I would say too, is that they could, even if you are successfully doing clean cord cutting, this person could be trying to draw on your energy by doing a reading or some type of, you know, work there to find out what's happening. And it's kind of putting that cord back in. So I feel for this group that some type of like protection being in place, or working with like the black crystals or protective crystals, hematite. I don't know why I'm getting pyrite come through, and that could be something to do with that self-worth in terms of how we talked about how this person would try to get under your skin and embed themselves as an inner critic and make you feel small and everything. So hematite, pyrite, as well as any of the standard sort of black protective crystals like jet onyx, oh my God, what are the obvious ones? Obsidian, tourmaline, maybe even a good smoky quartz, something like that. So just take what resonates. You know, your own intuition is your highest form of guidance. We always take responsibility for our own discernment, navigating these situations and the actions that we choose to take. What I would say with these readings, you just use them as confirmation for what you already know to be true. And yeah, I hope this reading has served you or been insightful and helpful, and that I wish you luck on navigating this situation with this person. So take care. I'll see you all in another one. Okay, welcome in group 2. If you chose the Selenite, then this will be your reading on who sees you or who can see you. So the first thing that I was getting is we have this card here that says overstimulated in public, but I was actually getting the words humiliated in public coming through, and it seemed to come through in a kind of like hypervigilance, hypervigilant manner, where we're maybe so tapped into everything that's happening that it is overwhelming, but maybe there is like a fear of humiliation at the core here. Maybe there's like a real panic or anxiety around the feelings or the fears of public humiliation in some sense. But it actually feels very overwhelming, almost as if the dial's been turned all the way up, okay? And we do have Six of Swords here, so the Six of Swords can be, I guess it can be a having to start again energy. This can be a new beginning, a forced leaving, I don't know, like a new lands, like going somewhere different that you haven't been before, or it's like taking the knowledge with you from whatever you've experienced in your old situations, but basically having to start again, okay? And I don't know, so it's like you know how to navigate this situation, but it feels painful nonetheless. And so who it is that sees you. So we could actually have a person here who I actually feel like what I just described, just take what resonates, right? Because for some of you, that actually could be your own energy coming through. So flip this if it's necessary. But I would say that it's like this person, for who it is that sees you, this person seems hypervigilant. This person that sees you seems quite kind of living in fear of public humiliation in some sense, but it's like a really full-on anxiety that they have around it. And I think something about this is, so what do we also have? Five of Swords. There's almost like a wanting to inflict pain here. For what I would say is that I've got a level with you guys. I don't know. I just want to be very careful of how I frame this or say this, because I don't think that this person is projecting, and I don't think that they are pulling things out of thin air, but it almost seems like this person has so much going on or has experienced so much pain that they just kind of expect that all the time now. So who it is that sees you is a person who is living in hypervigilance, definitely have some type of fear around public humiliation. There could genuinely be sensory issues here, or just overwhelm in general. This could be a person who had to start again in some sense. This could be a person who has faced a lot of public scrutiny or a social scrutiny, however it is that resonates for the situation. The lungs are coming through as being relevant. So this could have been a person who smoked. This could also be a person who has had a transplant, I'm hearing. This could also be a person who has I was going to say has crossed over for some of you. And with the Ten of Pentacles, it's actually abundance, and that's like physical abundance. It doesn't have to be money. This could be like having full physical health. This could be having a community of people around you that you can kind of come and go and rely on. And we also have Santa Muerte. It's come out. I will see what I get off the card first before I get the book, but I feel like it's like kind of special. I've been like waiting for it to come out. I haven't really used the deck a whole lot. Immediately makes me think of Empresses in terms of like having the mother come out with the pregnant belly, and the crib being like a feminine, but also I realize this is not the Empress. So, okay. It's like a very powerful, I don't know, do you guys have like a feminine crossed over ancestor, or like a powerful deity or someone that you... For some of you, I don't know how far back this goes, but this could be a feminine who kind of crossed over at the hands of others. Like, this literally could come through as kind of typical or cliche as Salem witch trials, or it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be that era. It doesn't have to be that country or that specific kind of theme story playing out. But there's definitely feminines that are in question that I think probably had strong integrity, or there was a level of innocence, but there's also a level of strength in the face of adversity, with like falsely accused. And this person definitely could have had some type of, like, when I talk about, so this is definitely a person, right, so who can see you, so this could be someone in spirit, right, that's like an ancestor. That's, we'll go back to the other stuff in a moment, but if that's the case, this person, I mean, we are seeing some sort of signs here in terms of traumatic kind of experiences that have changed the structure of the brain. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. But it's like, I want to say it's repeated ABUSC cycles that have played out here. So not necessarily saying this person continued to put themselves in harm's way or bad positions, but rather that they suffered the consequences of injustice that was directed at them multiple times throughout their life, whatever that looks like. I think for those of you that is the case, you would get some type of strong confirmation here, even if you don't know a lot about your ancestral lineage, in terms of like chilling, like bone chilling, like chills to the bone, or some sort of strong confirmation. I don't know. So things like, if butterflies are a sign for you, there would be some type of undeniable presence or confirmation come through in a butterfly or something like that. There could be something here for those of you, like, you know, when people would work with bones, like they're instead of casting runes, they're like casting bones or something like that. That could have been a thing as well. All right. I want to get the book and read on this card now, and then we'll keep going. By the way, I'm hoping everybody is doing well anyway. Okay, here we go. A profound transformation, a renewal, a true and proper revolution. If it is life that generates death, then death generates life. And we are connected to all that surrounds us, to the people who have come before us, and to those who will come from cradle to the tomb. From the coffin to the womb, in a continual exchange and a continual regeneration, not opposites, but of complementary elements. Santa Muerte brings with it new projects, changes, cuts, and the necessary abandonment of what we keep stationary and entangled, like the past or suffocating ties. These changes, however, are not always pain-free, but can bring with them trauma, anger, violence, and loss, including immobility, when we refuse to take on these transmutations. Accept the changes that are offered in front of you without fear of cutting ties and cutting yourself off from old positions, old ideas, and preconceptions. A mutation is imposing itself. This is kind of like forced change, isn't it? Is this just Scorpio? Is this just a death card? Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, the Tower, the Devil, Temperance. Way back and backwards, hangman. Okay. I mean, all the messages connecting, it was like pretty good confirmation on what we'd already had come out so far, so that was one thing. Let's see what else we have. 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is a burden. We have 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. This is heavy. Lots to do with the bone structure here as well. I feel like health is like crazily negatively affected here. We have 3 of Swords. A lot of it's like at the hands of others. I don't know how much I can say about this other than the fact that maybe a person who sees you or has seen you, or yeah, a person who sees you, this could be a person who has experienced similar situations, and so there's something to the level in depth in which they see you could be one thing. It is entirely possible that maybe you do not share similar wounds, but rather the fact that this person has experienced some of the things that we're talking about. I actually get for a lot of you too, though, that you could have actually been this person in that, you know, has experienced what we've talked about. And like I mentioned kind of at the start, that there could be that flipped energy here. So I just have ash going everywhere. There's definitely something, I don't know, if any of you guys, girls, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? I just say guys in general because that's kind of how I spoke growing up. There's something here if you've got people here that are lighting candles or incense or burners or, you know, even just like backyard fires, like whatever that looks like. Be very careful with lighting any sort of fire or flames. And just making sure that things like, you know, coals haven't spilt out of fireplaces and candles are blown out before bed or leaving the house, and maybe that they're in like a protective dish or something like that. It's like asking for a cleansing and a protection, but this protection doesn't feel like a spiritual woo-woo one. I mean, do what you feel you need to, whatever your own intuition guides you to. This feels like a very practical step in terms of some type of protection. It feels like something that you would know. So I do wonder if your health is kind of all over the shop. And I actually feel like this could be health in kind of every way possible that it could be. Like this could be physical health, it could be mental health, this could be emotional health. Like it's like everything. I even want to say spiritual health. I just feel like every way that you could possibly have health, it may be at rye. And this would be like the prime time that if you lit a candle that you would like forget to blow it out or something, because there's just so much that you're experiencing at once, and I think it could be just genuinely a lot. So now that is said, I felt like we just needed to, that was coming through very strongly, it needed to be said. Okay, so going back to who it is that sees you. For some of you, we talked about a feminine in spirit that seems to be like have ancestral lines. For some of you, I feel like it's a person that had to do with some of how things have played out for you as to how you've maybe found yourself in the position that you have. And for others of you, this is a person who shares a similar wound where it's like sees like. They see the things in you that they have seen in themselves in some way, okay? So with that all being said, this is, we're going to keep this nice, short and sweet. I feel like there's a lot here that I just hope you are taking care of yourselves to the best of your ability if this is you. on this end of it, because this also could be a person, like I said, who everything we've described is actually the person who's watching you. They may, it's just, look, even selenite is like an energy cleanser. I don't know what to say about this person. I think it would be important to just be mindful that they may not always have total clarity on situations if you know who it is from some of the things that I've already said. Yeah, and just to always make sure that your well-being is priority, okay? So yeah, with that being said, thank you for joining me. Definitely take care of yourselves. I hope this is helpful in some way, and I will see you in another reading. Okay, welcome in group 3. If you chose the Apophylite, then this will be your reading on who it is that sees you or can see you. I'm getting a mixed bag right now, and it feels like it's quite serious, but it's going to be very different things for different people here. One thing that I was getting is this person could be like a justice of the peace. They could be a person who works within the legal system or the justice system. It could be a person who works in some type of accounting system, accounting firm or something like that. I feel like it could be a person who performs like audits of some kind. This could be a person who works for the government or is enforcing or following through or auditing, making sure quality of practices are happening, or that I want to say things are happening as orderly as they should be in some sense. So just take what resonates for that, because that's not necessarily going to be the case for everyone. Like I said, there could be like snippets of bits and pieces for different people here. So that was one set. One thing that I do, it seems, despite the message, and I promise we will get back on track on the theme, there seems to be something quite serious here about something like being faced with a crossroads, like right now, and it's like going to come to a head in a few days, and it's like anything that you're doing that is not to do with this crossroads, it's like it's right in front of your face. It's like you should not be able to see it, and that anything that you do that is not working towards picking something is literally a waste of time, but it actually feels detrimental to, in which some way the balance will have to be restored from not making a choice or from not taking it seriously or something like that, where it might actually, you might end up breaking your own heart or feeling hurt or sad or something like that because of it, or you may then have to kind of make adjustments on your own end to kind of balance the scales in some sense. And I'm not sure what it is. It feels kind of like I've mindlessly gone off the track. I've not really been thinking about the things that are very important and life-changing to me. Like, your next step matters. You're wasting time, and I feel like it's going to come to a head in a few days. All right, so that being said, I feel like that was that kind of really serious, pressing, imminent issue. This might sound really weird. I don't know if some of you get like auditory, kind of like ringing in the ear, or almost hearing like static, or as if you had like a gas leak or something like that. I don't know what that is. Take what resonates to that one. Just be mindful of your surrounds. So we did have open third eye, saw email, digital interference, and inner conflict. So we definitely could have somebody here who, for some of you, it could be like a spiritual guide that's kind of come through as like someone seeing you kind of waste your time when you're meant to be making a decision, taking something kind of seriously and following through on something to avoid your own heartbreak or heartache in some sense. But for some of you, it's like a person who is, I guess, is spiritually aware or awakened in some sense. with this emphasis around the third eye, that is trying to interfere, particularly if you have a platform. If you have a platform, I would be very careful. I would double down on energy clearing, energy protection, you know, best practices, making sure that your inner housekeeping is clean. I don't know really what I mean by this stuff. I'm not really, I guess when this stuff comes through, I'm not trying to speak these things into existence. I'm kind of trying to give like a, I guess, a warning, or just keep your side of the street clean, be prepared, or like, I don't even know, it feels, I'm getting the word imminent, and it's not really a word that I use. I mean, maybe it is, I'm not sure. I feel like it's just serious. It'll be on your doorstep, and every time that I look at it, I feel the need to talk about it again, as though it's not being taken seriously or something. Okay, so is there anything else here we need to pass on to group 3 before we go back to who it is that sees them? No, okay, I feel like we've done our job. So it's just probably, there could be something here where it ties in anyway with who it is that sees you, because especially if it is a person who's having to keep an eye on you for something specifically, like they could be watching what you do. Yeah, okay, anyway. So with the Justice card, we have Libra coming out. That's the only zodiac that we have on the table at this point in time, this moment. Just going to try taking some more cards and see what else we get here. Okay, so we also have Gemini. I'm going to go ahead and call it for all the air signs. We also have Mercury. So we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and Virgo. Or with the Queen of Cups. Okay, so who it is that sees you? So this person could be a sibling. I mean, this person could take many forms. They basically could be anything except a father, I want to say here, unless the father is one of those particular zodiacs that came out and everything else has matched up so far. I feel like there's probably strong mutability here, or strong willing to what is it? It's like having the ability to tailor oneself. Well, we have poker face, hiding true feelings, impossible to read, emotionally detached, you'll never know. I have to say something really doesn't feel right for this group. I'm not really sure what it is. Big break, poker face, situational, single, temporary. All right, I'm just going to go back and just see. Open third eye, saw email, digital interference, inner conflict. Someone definitely could have seen you, if you have a platform, through your platform, and it's really like stunned them, especially if they actually already knew and didn't know something to do with what your socials could be about. It could have really left them like sort of gobsmacked, or like jaw dropped, jaw on the floor. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just coming out the way it is. For some of them, they could have like, I don't know, someone could have sent something to them that you did or said, and it's now like they're realizing and they're kind of a bit horrified by it or something. Someone could have like feel very torn about you. Okay, so we've just had the video cut up, but we'll get back to where we were. Basically, when I have a look at it, we've got a couple of other things that are kind of coming out. One of the things could be that whatever it is that you're doing, there is some sort of like new turning point or major opportunity, life-changing moment, right, that's come about, okay? So that's one thing. For some of you, this could be a new person coming in. Okay, we've had so many stops and starts here that I can't even remember if I already said it, but it could be like a new romantic love interest partner here, because we do have the waiting for better as well as the lovers come through here with the Queen of Cups in amongst lots of other things. But there could be something here where you're not wanting to rush. You're very happy taking your time. So I do feel for some of you, I don't know if this person has met you through something that you do, or if they knew you and then have learnt something about you and it's a bit shocking to them. I actually want to take more cards and just see, for some of you, something that you're doing has kind of been karmic, or something up until now, some sort of heartbreak, or as to this crossroads moment, or even this being single business, if some of you are resonating with that. There's something here has been kind of karmic in the way that things have gone, but that's okay. We'll park that because I'm not really sure how much that is for everybody here coming through. I'm sorry, you guys, group 3, this is coming out pretty muddled, but take the bits from it that resonate and I'll try to streamline it again. It's just been one that's all over the shop. I did have this Empress card wanting to kind of peek out before, and the Ten of Swords. So this is, do you know, so this is like someone who sees you. So this could be a person who is receiving intuitive hits about you. So they may not, like, yeah, I don't know, some of you, they could be like kind of interested romantically or something like that. Or there could be something here to do with the fact that this is a person who spots you. They somehow come across your work and then they spot you, they're dumbfounded, they have a profound moment, some sort of like, you know, life-changing moment from however it is that they found you, where it's put them at a crossroads with something they want to do or believe, whatever that looks like. And it could actually be the big break. It could be the thing that blows you up. There's something here. It could also feel like death to an era of your identity or things. There's a lot of different things here this could be, and I hesitate to want to go into any number of them in detail because I feel like this is a mixed bag group. I'll do my best to cover as many of the different situations as I get come through, but at some point I need to draw a line in definition of the difference between a general reading and a personal reading, and this is not a personal reading. So again, please don't take anything that doesn't, you know, fit your situation. This could also be a key point to check another group or just another reading, or check back in a week's time when you may have a little bit more clarity around the situation. So there is someone here where it's like, they could have been absolutely awestruck by your beauty, your presence, your grace, an attraction, something that you represent to them. I actually kind of get you come through as a triple threat to this person in some sense. So it's like this person could have been getting intuitive hits about you, seeing them. I mean, this could be vice versa, but now I'm getting it come through this way. It feels all too weird not to go there. This person could have been getting intuitive hits about you, seeing them. And it's like, even when I say karma, or karmic, not everything that is karmic is bad. There's like good karmic as well, right? I'm getting a bit of a CEO or a boss or an entrepreneurial energy coming through here as well. So, I mean, this person could be in some sort of like spiritual business, but I don't really want to throw that out there too much. So we have double confirmation on Libra. We also have Taurus has entered the chat as well. Okay, I want to take a moment to try to ground this, and I don't know yet if we're going to do a pack down of the cards and pull more, or if we're just going to go back through them and just try to go back to basics one thing at a time, because the energy is feeling quite scattered. And so for some of you, this would be a good anchor point for you to just check. Some of you could just actually you could be very full of like high vibrational energy at this point in time. Something about your light bodies could be quite well aligned or lit up or something, and so it could be kind of hard for you to exist in like the 3D mundane sort of world when you are having very profound experiences, and it could be kind of overwhelming to a degree. Okay. And yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm getting a lot of like, I can't even tell which end of this you're on because of like how the energy is coming through. All right, I'm gonna pack this up and we're gonna take new cards and try to get a bit more of a steady message, a bit more of a grounded message or energy come through here. Hopefully, if anything, we just kind of get confirmation on the themes that were coming through that can just provide a bit of clarification here. Okay, open third eye, saw email, digital interference in a conflict, hangman. I'm just hearing someone has discovered you. Yeah, this is a new beginning for prosperity, lots of growth, good times, security, longevity, financial stability, extended community, legacy. This could also talk about multiple streams of income. This could talk about everything being taken care of. Yeah, and we've got the Knight of Swords here as well. So this is like a focused person. It does actually have the word perfectionist. So there could be something about you that this person is observing to be perfectionist, or this could be this person is quite the perfectionist. So the fact that they are seeing you and they're directed their focus at you could actually be quite the compliment, even if they come in a little bit like brash or kind of off the cuff or very direct or sharp or something like that, okay? Or even blunt, depending how that comes through. Okay, let's see what else we have here. For some of you, this could be the offer or the opportunity of a new life together, okay? So this, when I say a person has discovered you, it does feel in terms of like work, success, career, achievement. But for some of you, this could be a person who has like almost somehow discovered your inner world, inner nature, true beauty, deeper than the skin that they've maybe not seen before. It's kind of like an aha moment and it all clicks together and falls into place and like, yeah, group 3 was way deeper this whole time and I had no idea, okay? So this could, yeah, this is, I mean, it could be a person who, yeah, they could be receiving intuitive stuff about you. This could be a person that watches you. So I would say for those of you, because there are a lot of readers that are also checking out other readings here, right? So that's like one very obvious thing. It's a very, you know, easy example that comes to mind for me, but you don't have to be another reader on YouTube to be having somebody watching you that works in the same industry or space as you do. This could just be a person who's genuinely so in love with what it is that they do that they can't help but kind of be immersed in the industry, and they accidentally find themselves kind of fangirling over you or falling in love with what you do or something, or just being kind of, there's a energy or a sensation of almost being breathless here as well, just depending how this goes. But whatever this is, it's like the golden opportunity. So this seems like a once in a lifetime opportunity as well for those of you that resonates. We do have the universe here. The universe is going to be representative of the world. Can be a part, just this stage of life. This is it, I want to say that this goes beyond it because I was like gonna list out all the things that it could be, but I actually think this is more than the typical world card. Like this is very like like OM, AUM. This is higher consciousness. This is divinity. This is osmosis. This is divine, everything perfectly aligning the way that it is and the way that it is meant to be. I don't know what else to say for that, so we'll just leave that part there. But there's also something here of a, you know, getting like divine embodiment counterpart. This could also be a very supportive, intuitive, insightful person. I think there's actually, this person is very insightful. Definitely strong water sign energy coming through here for those of you that resonate with that. Doesn't have to. Take what resonates. So we have Neptune, Pisces, all water signs, Saturn. Yeah, double confirmation on Pisces. Okay, so yeah, I think whatever this is, it's like 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups. This is a good life. This is a good life. We also have Knight of Swords coming through again. And that was, I think, at the bottom of the other deck as well. Yeah, Knight of Swords. Okay, so the person... Is this group 3 or the person seeing them? This is the person watching you. Yeah, so I feel like they've probably been watching you for a while, quite focused. Analyzing, sitting back, paying attention. Could be like a level of like healthy skepticism or scrutiny here where they're actually vetting you. Feels more like a healthy vetting you through the process and just sort of watching what you do, how you come to the conclusions that you do, taking everything into account, weighing everything up, taking stock of everything that you say. Does it add up? There's a level of logic here that they're applying or overlaying, or viewing what you do through that lens in some sense, but it's actually kind of straightforward. And I feel like the fact that this person's going to... So this to me is like the watching, waiting, analysing energy, the very focused kind of watching and weighing things up and everything. This here is this same energy in action, yeah, taking directed action towards that focus. And it's bizarre because they're almost polar opposites in some sense. Like on one hand, I have this very cool, calm, collected, methodical, almost calculated energy, very much paying attention, observant. I want to say paying attention to the detail, which air signs, that's not normally an air sign thing. We did have Mercury come out before though, and that's Mercury does pay attention to the details. But we also have this almost oppositional energy of like Knight of Swords, where it could kind of come off very fast, a little bit brash, a little bit either harsh, blunt, or sharp, or just coming in without all the information, as if there's maybe not enough being taken into consideration. So it's really hard to say what this is actually going to be. Like it's very assertive, direct. Yeah, see, we have impatience coming through, but that was that oppositional energy, daring, focus, perfection. Yeah, okay. We've kind of listed out everything that we need to for that specific part. I feel like we want to take another card. I feel like this is not where it ends, so... what I would say is that at the start when we had all those cards and we're getting like a whole lot of bits and pieces being thrown out everywhere, is that there definitely could be a few different people that are watching you, that have seen you or are seeing you. Yeah, someone in here could be seeing who you really are from the inside out. And so for some of you, I want to talk about addiction cycles coming through. It doesn't have to be a substance addiction. This could just be like behavioral kind of I want to say like relief-seeking habits, but it might not be. Just take what resonates for that, because we have shopping to feel something. We have emptiness, impulse spending, and escapism. So that could be something to do with this person who sees you or has seen you. I think this person's probably been shocked by what they've seen. We did talk about that. I do think that this person sees some type of beauty in you, or that I think they're seeing more than what's on the surface here in some sense. And there's an irony in terms of the way things are externally handled versus a rich inner world, and the way that maybe you nurture yourself or others through a process here of fundamental health and well-being in a sense. So there's always that. I feel like we're not quite ready to wrap up just yet. I maybe want to take another... I mean, spending money and shopping could definitely be a thing here that I wasn't really picking up on so readily before, but it seems to be a apparent theme in like a few of the different cards here. I'm just having it kind of stand out as the, yeah, spending money, sort of comfort foods and, I don't know, pleasures and stuff, but like actually could be like a proper shopping addiction or something like that. We also, so this is going to be like the choppiest video ever, so apologies for that, guys. We do have digital interference coming through as well here, so I do, for some of you, kind of get the pure shock of a person discovering you, or the shock that they experience when they discover you, actually having like energetic effects outside of themselves, so there's always that. We were touching on potential behavioral addictions. I guess it could speak to relief-seeking behaviors, or just spending of money. Like it could be a distraction thing here as well, or not even distractions. It doesn't really feel like distractions, but it just could have more to do with how this person has seen you here as well. So they definitely could have seen you in some type of like environment that costs money to be in to begin with. Could have to do with spirituality, could have to do with self-actualization, self-development, health and wellness. You could have met them or dealt with them over the winter months, or I mean, look, also I know I talked about winter months for the Southern Hemisphere. Take that vice versa for what resonates. I mean, at that rate, it could be half the year, who knows, okay? But there's like, with this, I'm getting like repletion, but it's like, maybe there's an element of healing thyself here as well, or having done a lot of healing work. There's like restoration, renewal, repletion, a lot of good things that are coming out in this reading case. So who has seen you? Potentially a person who is well-to-do, has done well for themselves, or is successful in life, has a happy family as well. A person who could be quite caring, nurturing, could be newly spiritually awakened in some sense, or beginning to open up to those things. This could be a person who's been watching you for quite a while as well. They could be a little bit mystified by you. They could be watching you play out certain cycles or habits over time, so that's something to be mindful of as well. A person who's feeling torn in two different directions, and this could be the struggles or the pulls between the life that they already have and a life that they see a possibility of as well. So take what resonates. I'm sorry this one was so all over the place. Definitely let me know, group 3, if this was helpful for you or not. You know, how much of it did resonate. Like I said, like if you kind of got through most of that and most of it was not really for you, I would definitely wouldn't take it on. I would just check out another group or another video. But yeah, if this did make sense, and like if this did resonate, please let me know if it made sense. Anyway, yeah, I hope it served you nonetheless, and I'll see you all in another one. Take care.